domestic workers and some students, most of whom were women. On board the aircraft were other West African nationals, Togolese, who were also in a similar situation and had been repatriated. Adequate measures had been put in place by the Joint Task Force to welcome the returnees. Each was given a tag, then had their health and travel history taken. Although the returnees had been tested for COVID-19 in the country of departure and all tested negative before embarking on the flight, officials are taking no chances and they will have to undergo a 14-day mandatory quarantine. But that may be extended for additional days if some of them test positive for the virus. Of much concern is the reintegration into society and the provision of jobs for them.
The most important thing to be concerned about is resettlement. For them to go back home, for them to find jobs, for them to engage themselves more productively. I think that's a real headache that we all have. But they're not the only ones to be concerned about. I think with those who are here, some of us who have lost their jobs, who are temporarily off the job because the business have closed down. This is a tough battle that we're fighting with, and I think all the good measures that have been announced by the President to find relief for some of the businesses and to support them.
This is the first batch of Ghanaians to be repatriated since the outbreak of the COVID-19 in Ghana and the subsequent closure to its borders. More are expected in the coming weeks.
So the ones that they enter into the quarantine facilities, at least the clinical care takes hold. So from here, most of them, all of them are actually being taken to the quarantine center. This is an operation. So when you have done phase one of an operation, now you go back to the drawing board and look at the lapses, you look at the pluses, you look at how you planned and all those things. In fact, to be honest with you, before they came, we had done what is called a dry run yesterday. And we went through the entire procedure as if we were the arriving passengers, and we had to be handled, or we had men around who had to be handled, and then we would see the lapses. At some point we realized that, assuming there is this situation, we might need a doctor, we might need a clinical psychologist, we might need this. The airport must have these things.
According to the Joint Task Force, the objective of the Operation Return Home is to ensure a smooth reception, screening and quarantine of the returnees with adequate security measures.